back at it again with my favorite series on my channel. We have a new speed reviews where I am finally going over 23 products that I have been testing wearing in multiple ways, with multiple wears, pairing with multiple products and multiple ways of application. And I am here to give you my final review on these products. Meaning, when you watch my channel, if you see me mention a product, you will hear about it again. I'm not a one-hit wonder. We're going to talk about the products that I test on my channel, and I'm going to continue testing them, and I'm going to wrap up my final thoughts in a nice little bow called a speed reviews video. So welcome, you found the right place. I have 23 products that I am ready to give you my final opinion on and to get these products in the general population of my collection now that I am done reviewing them. We have a lot of drugstore products. I have been testing a lot of affordable products lately, and they have been blowing me out of the water. Is that correct? Anyways, we do have some other expensive items here, of course, but let's go ahead and get into it. We're going to start off with complexion, the first part of this video. So I have 2 primers from Hard Candy. Now, Hard Candy did come out with a lot more primers than just 2. These were the 2 that I decided to hold on to. So the first one is a game-changing one, you guys. It is a filter for the face. This is the Smooth On Lock primer. So what this does is it blurs and smooths the skin, and it truly, I feel like, looks like a filter over the skin. It blurs over the fine lines, and I feel like this is a gorgeous primer to actually just wear on its own. That is how beautiful and soft it sits on the skin. It does leave a smoother canvas for makeup to go over top, but I feel as though it does lose some of those blurring capabilities once you just start piling product over top of it. But this is a product where if you wear minimal makeup, this will make your skin look better. I highly recommend this for mature skin because it really did blur over the fine lines on the face. I've never used a product that really smoothed the face quite like this. So even though it's a primer, I think it's a beautiful product to just wear for every day if you want a blur on the face. This is gorgeous, and not a lot of products have pilled up with this like I thought that they would. So all around, an incredible primer. Really one of my highest recommended, I would say, in today's video. They did also launch the Glow on Lock primer. Now this one gives a really pretty glow. It's very hydrating. There is a little bit of a somewhat metallic finish in here, which can emphasize some texture that you might not like, but once you apply product over top, it's fine. It doesn't feel too heavy, but it does do enough of hydration. The drawback on this for me is that it smells like pennies. I don't know why, and I don't like that scent. If that sounds like something you would be put off by, don't even try it with this, which is a shame because it is a beautiful hydrating primer. Hard Candy does a great job with their hydrating primers, but the smell I can't really get over. These honestly have been in my speed reviews drawer for a while because I don't love products like these, but I've been testing them more to get them out of the drawer and give you my thoughts. So we have the Summer Fridays bronzing drops. Now this is actually a bronzing drop that I can get behind. Do keep in mind I'm not a regular bronzing drop user. I actually like to use bronzing drops with tinted moisturizers as a bronzer. So I'll put this down first, almost in an underpainting style, and then that way I can go a little bit lighter with my tinted moisturizer over top and it will still kind of show through. And I like this one because it's not too metallic. It doesn't show the fine lines of the face, and it feels more lotiony than a lot of other drops that I've tried. So it is a nice quality bronzing drop, but it's not a product that's going to be put into my regular rotation. And I thought I was going to like this one a lot more. These are the illuminating drops from Summer Fridays because they're a gorgeous consistency. Just like the bronzing drops, they have a beautiful creamy texture, which is very hydrating on the skin. And this doesn't have any like metallic glitters or anything like that that emphasizes anything on the face. It actually leaves a really pretty glow, but it is too subtle to really have any impact on the face unless I am wearing this quite literally on its own. It doesn't show up on top of makeup. It definitely doesn't show up with makeup over top of it. It only looks pretty on bare skin. But I will say, on bare skin, it is gorgeous. It's just so light that if you're wearing makeup, there's no point in it. It's just an extra step. It's just an extra layer. I also have been testing out the Jones Road Just Enough Tinted Moisturizer, and for it being Jones Road, I thought it was going to have less coverage than it did. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still a light coverage, but it definitely evens everything out. I think this is a pretty decent tinted moisturizer. I've enjoyed my time with it. Sometimes it can look a bit heavy, but overall I enjoy the way that it looks on my skin. It can be a little fussy with certain primers. It did not agree today with the Hard Candy Glow Unlock primer, so make sure if you're using this you know what works well with it. But overall, decent wear time. Can look and feel a bit heavy if you over apply it, but of course the more you apply the more coverage you get, so you kind of have to weigh your options here. Is it like an all-time favorite tinted moisturizer of mine? No, but have I enjoyed my time using it? Does my skin enjoy it? Yes, so it's kind of a middle of the road product. It's just one of those times where it is hard to create a bad product. Jones Road did a great job with this, but I'm not reaching for this over some of my favorites. So it's not like a game changer, a must-have in my collection. This is probably the worst product in today's video. I do not recommend this from Catrice. It's the Under Eye Brightener Liquid. This is so patchy and liquidy. It separates on the under eyes and it makes any concealer I put over top of it look like crap. Not only does it separate on my under eyes when I apply it, but it just kind of disappears. It offers no coverage at all, other than emphasizing like stuff that's not even there. It ages me like crazy and then makes the concealer look even worse because the concealer doesn't adhere to the skin. So this is absolutely disgusting and terrible. Next up, I only have one like cream contour. This is from Morphe. This is the Shapelifter Micro Contour Stick. I think that this is a lovely product. This is in the shade Refined. I really like this with a brush right down the center of my nose and then underneath the lips. So I like it for smaller areas. I do think it's a bit tedious to have to use it for the outskirts of the face. It's just not meant for that. I need a chubbier stick. But for more small areas on the face, even along the eye contour as well, I think this is beautiful. I mean, it blends out like a dream. This got a lot of hype and for good reason. I think they did a kick butt job for this. I cannot believe what you get for this price point here. This could be sold at Sephora easily, but it's not. It's literally Morphe. This is incredible. I think the biggest category today is powders. There's a lot of powders. I have 4 today, and you guys, matte skin is in. I am telling you, they are putting out all the products for matte skin. So the first one that I have is from Wonder Skin. This is the FYP Filter Powder. Now, typically, I do prefer a loose powder when it comes to setting the face, but sometimes you don't want to deal, and this is a powder that I will reach for when I don't want to deal. I don't think it's as smoothing or as blurring as some of my favorite loose powders, but for a pressed powder, it really does have impressive performance and it really does soak up the oils. I actually think this could be a very nice powder, especially if you have oily skin. It works for my dry skin, don't get me wrong, but I feel like it just has such great absorption for oily skin as well, and it does kind of smooth the face out. Like I said, it's not like a loose powder kind of blur, but it always makes my makeup look extra refreshed and extra snatched. It's not a lightweight powder. It's not going to give that weightless natural skin finish. This is like for more full coverage, full matte looks, but it is gorgeous. Dibs also launched their Love Beam setting powder. Now this one is interesting because there is 2 sides. So the lighter side is for brightening, and then the deeper side here is going to be more so to blur. So I'll use the blur down first, and then I'll use the brightening just where I need it for actual color. Again, a decent powder. Still just more of a loose powder fan. I do find, especially with the brighten, it can make the under eyes look dry, which is why I tend to gravitate towards loose powders. It's just the nature of pressed powders, but I really enjoy the concept of this, and I think it does a decent job. It's one of those things where, is it the most blurring? Is it the most brightening powder ever? No, but I think they did a good job with this formulation. I have enjoyed using it. This one, I can't quite figure out. I can't quite love it like I want to, given the price point of which I spent on it. This is the Dior Forever Nude Radiant Filter, and I got it in the luminescent shade. That's important because this formula is the only one that's supposed to have a luminous finish. This is what I would call kind of like a nothing powder, which is great if you have dry skin and you just want to set a little bit for some longevity, but you don't want to interfere with the base and the finish, because this gives pretty much nothing. It feels like nothing, but it is setting the makeup. So like I said, you want your base to look the same, but you do need just a little bit of powder to set for longevity. This is what I would go for. That being said, because of what it does, it being so subtle, it's like I don't know if it's worth the money. I don't know that I can recommend it to you. It does say it has that luminous finish. I don't really see that on the skin. It's definitely not flat. It's definitely not drying. But I apply it and I'm like, did I even apply it? I wouldn't go back and repurchase it personally, but there is a use for it. A powder that is also very similar, but I think I like this a little bit more because I think it lays down into the skin more. This is from the NARS Holiday Collection. I've already speed reviewed a few other products from the collection, but I do have a few leftovers here. Like, we have this light reflecting prismatic powder. So this is not a new formula. However, this is a new shade, though I can't really see how that would matter because this doesn't give much color. But for the Holiday Collection, this is the shade Moonlight. Very similar to the Dior, but just picks up a little bit more powder. And I do really like this for that same purpose that I mentioned with the first Dior powder, where great for dry skin if you want to set your makeup, but you want to keep the integrity of the original products that you have on your face. This I can actually tell it does something though. So I actually think that this is the better version. It's definitely not flat. It adds like the lightest bit of not shine, but glow while also setting, and a little bit of brightening. So I do like it. It's very, very slippery in a good way, in that it's super fine on the skin. Now, how you would define this product, I am unsure. You kind of can use them however you want. They remind me of the Hourglass Ambient Finishing Powders, which is a big statement for me because you know I say those powders are undupable. However, these are like a little bit more intense for sure. So they give more on the face. For example, if you use the lightest shade right here, this could be a very, very subtle highlight on me, and it does leave this brightening glow behind, and it has a little bit more glow behind than what you're going to get with the Hourglass, but you can use it in a similar way. So I like this for a very, very natural highlight, but then I like to go a little bit deeper with the shade Sunrise with a big fluffy brush and put it all over my skin, just as I would with the ambient lighting finishing powder. And when you're using a less dense brush, it doesn't leave so much shine. It's actually really gorgeous, like a glowy filter for the skin. I also will use the shade Sunset or the shade Golden Hour as bronzers on my complexion because they're just so soft with that really pretty subtle glow, no glitters or anything like that attached to these. They can be used however you want. This is one of my favorite products that I've tried from the drugstore all year. I don't even know if Morphe really counts as drugstore, and their prices have truly gone up, but what a phenomenal powder that could be sold at Neiman Marcus. That's how good the quality of these are, like luxurious. Speaking of luxurious, this was in my drawer for a while. I kept forgetting about it, but I do like these for what they are. These are the Dior Forever Blush Soft Filters. I'm deciding how I feel about blushes like this. This is unique because it is a completely matte, like cloud-like K-Beauty blush. You can see its moussey texture just by looking at the product, and it looks like it would be stiff and hard to blend even when you just place a dot on your cheek, but it actually is not difficult to blend out at all, and it just kind of mushes and morphs into whatever base you have, and it's super duper blurring, but it's also super duper matte. But it really does filter itself on the cheek for that soft plush matte K-Beauty kind of finish, and it's a gorgeous product if you like the finish of this. I think the performance of this is incredible. It just might not be a product or a finish for everybody, especially if you are still loving a glowy blush, but very good quality. Then we have these guys from Morphe. I told you we had a lot of drugstore today. These made their rounds on the internet because they were very, very popular. These are the Cheek Thrills Multi-Finish Face Trio. Now, how this collection works is there's 2 cream products, one balmy product, and then it's a blush. One balmy blush, and then a more glowy cream blush, and then a powder blush. I thought I would hate the balmy finish, but the balm is actually my favorite formula. I don't love the glowy product as much as I thought I would, and the powder is fine, but I think this is a great product. There's lots of different shades. After Party, Sunset Swim, Beach Bonfire, Blind Date, Après Ski, Wine and Dine, Cabana Club. Very beautiful. If you love different finishes of a blush and you like to layer a similar blush color with different finishes and formats, I think you would really, really enjoy these, especially with the offerings of the shades that they have. And I think the formula is decent. I wouldn't say it's like a game-changing, super high quality formula, but it's good enough. Everything works just fine. No issues there with quality. Finishing up the last couple of products that I've been testing from NARS from their holiday collection, we have the Ethereal Aura Blush Palette in Lightspeed. This is the lighter blush palette that was only available on the NARS website. They did have a palette that I recommend more at Sephora. It's the deeper one. But this one is a little bit more well-rounded in that it has a bronzer, a highlight, and 4 blushes. The majority of these shades were repeats from their original line. So if you are a collector, do keep that in mind. I really liked this palette. I thought it was fine. I did a whole little short where you can see me apply every shade. I think it's nice, but it wasn't a wow factor palette. But I have found myself reaching for it quite a lot utilizing these shades, so I have mixed feelings about it. My overall thoughts though were that I enjoyed the other one better. I thought it was a better value and you got more out of it. This one clearly is not going to work for a wide range of skin tones. It feels drier than the one that I like better, but it works just fine, and I do like the colors in here, so do with that what you will. It's a NARS blush palette, and I liked it, and I use it, but I like the other one better. Now, I did say in my initial review I regretted purchasing this. It was just way too much money for what it was. This is the Aura Illuminating Face and Body Powder. I spent an arm and a leg for this big old highlighter that was so unnecessary, but I've been using it a lot. I love the quality of this. I would not buy it again. I'm not going back and recommending this to you, seriously, because I think it's too expensive. However, I blindly bit the bullet on this, regretted it instantly, but while I have it, I like it. I wouldn't go out of my way to return it since I'd already accepted that money leaving my account. It has this opal pinky iridescence to it, which I didn't think would be as desirable as it ended up being. But yeah, it's more wearable than I thought. I've been asked what I'm wearing when I wear this. It meshes into a pink blush beautifully, and it meshes into the skin beautifully as well. You can't really tell where that glow starts and ends. I think it's a phenomenal highlighter if you don't like anything too glowy, but it still has that special angelic glow. But I'm not recommending it. I think it's too expensive for what it is. I really, really do. But since I have it, I've been loving it. I can't lie. I don't have anything bad to say about it other than the price, because this is a stunning, smooth highlighter. Take with that information what you will. Let's move on to the eyes. I only have 2 products related to the eyes. I don't put eyeshadows in these videos. Eyeshadows are always a whole separate video. But I've been testing the Moira Ultimate Styler Brow Gel. This is not a style of product that I normally enjoy because the tint is a mess, so this must be the first thing that you apply, but honestly, it gives my brows a really beautiful, fluffy, natural look. Just make sure you apply it first and then wipe around the edges. And I don't really need to fill in with a pencil when I use this. Now, it's for a more unruly, unkept kind of look intentionally, but the hold on this is fantastic. As somebody who does have quite unruly brows that like to fall, my brows don't fall with this. So I actually really, really like this for a certain look. I just don't tend to go for that look very often, but very, very nice. And it's not clumpy. It doesn't look chunky in the brows. It doesn't add too much color. It's really, really nice if you're into this style of product. As well as this mascara, I really love. This is from Wonder Skin. It is their Infinite Riz Mascara. It's one of those products where I had it, I randomly tried it one day, and I actually really love it. As somebody who's very picky with mascaras, it gives great length, it gives great volume, it gives great definition to the lashes, and it holds a curl. As somebody with straight Asian thin lashes, kind of short, very sparse, especially on the lower lashes, this is good for me. I really like this mascara, and it doesn't take too long to dry as well. It's extremely lightweight on the lashes, which helps the curl hold. So this is a really, really wonderful mascara. Moving on to our final category of lips. Just a few today. Today was a heavy complexion day, but I have fallen in love with the Wonder Skin contour lip liners. I've always loved their eyeliners. I think they have some of the best eyeliners on the market, and I now love their lip liners, which I had a lot more, but they're in my purses right now. That's how you know it's good. I love the colors that they have. The one that I'm currently wearing is Nutmeg, which is just a really beautiful, slightly warm kind of brownish shade. I think it's really gorgeous. These have a nice smooth application, but they're not too slippery, so they have enough grip to give you some control, and they have great wear time as well. So no complaints about this. This one is more hydrating than a lot of my favorite lip liners. It doesn't have the same longevity as my favorite lip liners, but it has just enough because of how comfortable it is. So really, really love these. I've been enjoying these lip glosses too, this collection in particular. These are going to be limited edition because they are limited edition fall flavors. So if you run into them and they sound good, get it in gear and get it if you want it. So these are the Fruit Fetish lip oil formula from Milani, which are really beautiful, hydrating, glossy, but I'm talking about the fall shades in particular. Pumpkin Spice, Candy Apple, Mulled Wine, and Hot Cocoa. These smell as they sound. I think they're delightful. They got me into the fall spirit, and I love the fall colors as well. So it's a formula I was already familiar with, but I wanted to emphasize these are limited edition and they are lovely. So yeah, love, love, love these. They taste good too. Don't ask me how I know. Then I have these from Pixi, which I was really excited about, and didn't end up loving these. These are the lip blushes. So I liked the idea of like a marker lip liner. Happiness, love, beauty, youth, and purity. But these are not lip liner colors. These are kind of, they look like pH lip products to me. They're too bold and bright and like lip stainy. I don't like the colors of these, but these are basically lip stains for your lips. But I just hate the colors of them. I need more neutral shades of this. So that's my problem. I don't think the quality is bad. I just was expecting different colors. And even though it's not a lip liner, I want more neutral shades of this. I'm tired of the bold, bright pink lip stain colors, and that's what these gave me. So I didn't end up loving them, but they're not a bad product. I'm just wanting something different. A pH lip product though, I do actually have one from Jane Iredale. They're lip stains, but they give that similar effect, but I like these better. So these are the lip stains in Forever Pink and Forever Peach. I like these because it's that great hydrating Jane Iredale balmy formulation. So it feels light and comfortable, but they do add a little bit of brightness. I don't love the shades because they're lip stains, so they're a little bit more like popsicle-y than I want, but they're better than nothing when you just want some color. But I tend to prefer something leaning more neutral, and these don't. But I will throw these on. Today, I threw it on when I had nothing on and I went to the doctor's office, and it looked like makeup on me because it's a lip stain. And my husband was like, do you have makeup on? Because he saw like this stain on my lips, but nothing else. And it's because it was this. And I like them, but I just don't love that lip stain look. I like that because it's hydrating and I like the base formula. But you know what I'm talking about, that lip stain color. I just don't love it. And then the last product that I have for today's speed reviews is from Guerlain. I just recently reviewed a lot of luxury holiday collections. This was in that video, but I had been testing this for weeks prior. So this, for some reason, like I grabbed for it and wanted it right away. That's their Kiss Kiss Bee Glow Oil in Sparkling Rosewood. This is a gorgeous lip oil. I'm not going to tell you to spend the money on a Guerlain lip oil, but it is thick and sticky, just like a honey lip oil you would expect, but not sticky in a way that things are gonna stick to it, just that it's gonna stick to your lips, and it just has some thickness to hydrate and add those good ingredients onto your skin. And it's really beautiful and glossy, and this to me is a great comfortable throw on product that I will throw on without makeup because it just feels good on my face. So it's a treat yourself product. It's not like a you must run out and try this product out, you have to have it. No, but if you want to treat yourself to a nice little lip treatment from Guerlain, I really like this. And it's mostly clear though, so keep that in mind. But anyways, those were all 23 products that I was very happy to give you my final review on. So these are now going back into my general population now that I've fully tested them out. As always, I will have all of the products linked down below, as well as tagged in YouTube shopping if you wanted to check any of them out. If you've tried any of these products before, let me know your skin type preferences, etc., and how these worked or did not work out for you. Let's help each other out in the comments. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Make sure you stay subscribed for more as I continue to test out all of the new makeup and come back with my honest thoughts for you guys. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys, have a good one.
It's delicious.